Sorry guys about that. I don't know what happened. My computer just conked out. I'm gonna wait for y'all to come back in. Wait for y'all to come back in. Hi, I'm sorry. My thing just shut off on me. I don't know what happened. The devil is taunting me today. I think it. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Hey Whitney. So it seems like infringement to you. Okay. And I can see why. The thing that again, like I was talking about Supercent and how she models her makeup line after school supplies. And this lash company, Doublemint, has nothing to do with lashes or cosmetics or anything having to do with beauty products, right? So in designing their packaging like this, yeah, it looks familiar, but it in no way would anybody look at these lashes and think that they are associated with Doublemint gum. And that is the essence of trademarks, is that they don't want confusion in the marketplace. So I don't think that there is any way that any reasonable person would look at these lashes and think that they were sponsored by Wrigley's. And that would most likely be the test, okay? Thank you for coming back, Whitney. I don't know what happened with my computer. It just like knocked out. Yes. Okay. So next story we are talking about, my lovely Whitney, has to do with a bunch of models suing a bunch of Connecticut strip clubs. Oh, we are getting down and dirty today, okay? So a group of models has filed a trademark infringement suit against 6 Connecticut strip clubs. 2 named Minx, one named Mardi Gras, one named Hollywood Cabaret, Rockstar Cabaret, and Keepers, right? One of the most notable names among these models, yeah, technology is great when it works. It sucks when it doesn't. One of the most notable names of these models who is suing these Connecticut strip clubs is Carmen Electra. Now, you knew, if you were in the previous broadcast, so the name of it was "Don't Put My Face on Your Flyer." Now, I have seen this done hundreds of times. People putting celebrities' faces on flyers, for events or whatever, and I always feel a little funny about it because technically it is copyright and trademark infringement. If you are famous, your image, it makes you money. And if I am trying to promote an event where I'm going to be making money and I'm using your image, it's just not right. Now, most times people aren't caught because their events just aren't big enough to catch anyone's eye, but it's still not right, right? So Carmen Electra and all of these models, including someone named Joanna Krupa, they said they never worked at these clubs. They were never paid any money by these clubs, but their pictures were put on their websites and their advertising materials and social media. Okay, and now even in this case, they said that this is a trend nationwide of venues using celebrity faces to get people to come in. Carmen Electra actually won a lawsuit on this very same thing with a previous company, but she didn't get any money because she wasn't able to show that the business made a profit off of using her image. So even though these models are suing, even though they win, unless they can show that these strip clubs made massive amounts of money by using their images, they're probably not going to get anything for this case. So I picked this because I know that a lot of people like to use celebrity images to promote their things, and you have to be very careful with that. So sometimes I will use celebrity images to talk about my posts or to demonstrate stories, but you will never see me use a celebrity's photo to try and sell a product directly because I don't want no smoke. I'm a small business. I'm sure they would never see it, but I'm not even taking the chance because the world is getting smaller and smaller, especially with technology, and you don't want to be on the hook. If you were here a couple weeks ago, I talked about that guy in Australia who now has to pay the company that owns Uggs $500,000 because he was selling his own Uggs in Australia. One, as far like, look, I don't have $500,000 just lying around, and I'm sure he doesn't have it either. So it's just best to be cautious in these types of situations. All right. Ooh, Whitney, my girl, have you heard of this little company called Airbnb? If you've heard of Airbnb, give me an A in the comments. If Airbnb. Airbnb. We are not even half done. Was that supposed to be, wait, B? Did I have, oh wait. I'm gonna assume that you meant that as an A and you know what Airbnb is, okay? So for anybody watching this later on, if you don't know, oh, we use them when we go to Philly for my son's specialist. I love Airbnb. I'm going to Arkansas, and that's how I booked my place to stay. So for those who are watching this, following, if you don't know what Airbnb is a technology service that connects hosts who have room in their home with travelers who need a place to stay. It's a more cost-effective alternative to traditional hotels, right? Airbnb is all over the world. You best believe they have a trademark on Airbnb, right? Now, there is a little company in Scotland. Oh, just to go back, Airbnb's trademarks lie in hosting people, families, individuals traveling. There is a little company in Scotland named Airbnb. Airbnb, right? Now, it's a little company in Scotland, and they provide hosting for dogs. They started up, yeah. And they applied for a trademark last year with the United Kingdom International Property Office in the area of pet boarding and kennels, right? Now, when they filed this application, no one objected. When you file a trademark application, like I said before, the intellectual property office, depending whatever country it's in, they're going to put a notice out there to people saying, hey, this person's trying to trademark this. You know, if you have any objections, speak now, forever hold your peace. The owner of the trademark in Scotland, he said he had no opposition. Then this last year, then just in April, so a couple of months ago, Airbnb sent him a cease and desist, saying that he's trying to profit off their brand, and he is now saying that it's trademark bullying. I would tend to err on his side because, one, I'm not going to go to Airbnb. I'm not going to go to a pet boarding website to book my stays. And it's one company and they only operate in Scotland. I don't know if it's all over the world. But I understand where Airbnb is coming from, because someone who sees Airbnb might think that, oh, Airbnb is branching out into boarding dogs, not just humans. So I think this might be a little bit of a back and forth tussle, but Airbnb as a company has a lot of money. This guy is just one little company in Scotland. Scotland's not even that big. I'm sure he's not rolling in dough. So this could be a case where Airbnb having more money, they could just win by that fault alone, because they could keep this litigation going. So again, that's why it's very important to be careful when you choose your trademarks. And again, I'm going to encourage you to get my trademark toolkit ebook so that you can protect yourself in these intellectual property streets. Okay. Also, make sure that you sign up for the free to partner or not to partner webinar that I am having this Sunday. If you are even thinking, sniffing, dreaming, wishing about going into business with someone, you got to be there. All right. Okay. Next story we are talking about has to do with Colin Kaepernick. If you know who Colin Kaepernick, okay, hold on. I got a comment from Whitney. Whitney said, yeah, I probably back down if I was the guy in Scotland. See, and that is the problem with trademark bullying, because you can stifle innovation in business. You shouldn't just be able to push small companies around because you have more money to, keep them wrapped up in litigation. You can't try to, like, Airbnb does not do pets. So, and I think would be the crux of this guy's argument. Airbnb only houses people, as far as I know. Right? Okay. So, all right. So let's move on to the next story. If you've heard of Colin Kaepernick, give me a K. No, give me a C. We already did K for Kardashian. Give me a C in the comments if you know who Colin Kaepernick is. Whether or not you agree with his politics, give me a C in the comments. Colin Kaepernick. Okay. All right, I've got a C. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, so we all know that Colin Kaepernick, he was basically pushed out of the NFL because he didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, sued the NFL, and Nike came out with an ad for the NFL that starred Colin Kaepernick, right? Now, in this ad, Colin Kaepernick had a phrase, and it said, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." Colin Kaepernick has now applied for a trademark for this phrase. I was shocked at this because I was Nike's pretty good about trademarking things like that, and I was surprised that they didn't trademark it, but maybe that was a deal with them and Colin. But yeah, so he has filed a trademark for this phrase, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything," for clothing and workshops and seminars for self-empowerment and awareness. Nike hasn't made a comment yet about this trademark application, but Nike has had a few suits, and I've even talked about them on here, of where they tried to take ownership of people's into phrases and things like that. I just talked about one last week with Kawhi. How do you pronounce this man's name? I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard, where they were trying to use his college design and said that he had nothing to do with it. So we'll wait and see what happens between Kaepernick, and see if Nike tries to block his trademark application. Okay. Do we have any comments on that case? Do you think that Colin should be able to trademark that phrase, "Believe in yourself, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything"? Or do you think that Nike should have it because Nike was the one that ran the ad? Oh, just to let you know, he also has a trademark application for "I'm with Cap." So I'm gonna let you write in your response, Whitney. But while you do that, I'm going to talk about this because it's really quick. The city of Roswell, New Mexico, has filed a trademark application and been approved for a new logo. So if you are based in the U.S. and you know anything about U.S. history and geographic, phenomenon, you know that Roswell is famous for UFOs and things like that. Whitney Hinton said, if Nike hasn't trademarked it, then it's their loss. Yeah, it is their loss. But, sometimes people wait until someone else applies and then they're like, wait, I wanted that, But I hope they don't do that because it is his phrase, and they did I think they did an amazing job in supporting him, in his standoff with the NFL, and he got paid on it too. So, all right, back on in Roswell. So I'm a big sci-fi nerd. I love sci-fi shows. They have a new show out called Roswell, which is a reboot of an old show called Roswell. I like the old one better. But the city of Roswell, New Mexico has a new logo. It is bright green. So it's a bright green circle with the silhouette of a flying saucer in the letter R. So it's Roswell in bright green with the silhouette of a flying saucer in the R. I just thought that was funny because Roswell is like holding on to this UFO reputation with all their might. Like, I think that is their main source of income as a town. I don't think Roswell is known for much else. And I just found out today that Roswell and Area 51 are not near each other. For some reason, I thought Area 51 was in Roswell, but they're actually like 800 miles apart. So yeah, funny nerd tidbit. Okay. All right. Next case we are talking about is a company that tried to trademark the word capsule. So, you know that there's tons of stores on Amazon, right? You know, like Amazon boutiques, people selling clothes, things like that. Heck yes, tourist industry is booming. They got to keep that up. They do, and they are sticking with it with that logo. So this next story has to do with like an Amazon store that sells personalized phone cases, right? So they had a cell phone case that was called a capsule, and they had a trademark on the term capsule for this phone case. Then another company tried to use capsule in their description for a product, and this first company called Uncommon LLC sued the second company. So that led the court to go and re-examine their application, and then the court decided, well, capsule is too common a word, and it's too descriptive of what a phone case does, and this company lost their trademark. So it is possible to lose your trademark even after you get it, if the court decides on going back that, you know, a bad decision was made. That's why some companies choose not to go forward with trademark infringement cases, especially if they feel like their standing isn't very strong and they don't want to shake the table. Okay. All right. Let me take just a small little break so, you know, get my throat a rest. Thank you for sticking in here, Whitney. I really appreciate you. We've got, let me see how many stories we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stories left. Okay. All right. Whitney, do you like tacos? I want to know if you like tacos. Ooh, speaking of tacos, I might have to go get me some for dinner. Oh, who came in and say hi? Do you like tacos, Whitney? I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the... All right, yes. You are a good person. You like tacos, okay? So, you know that you go to the store and there's tons of kits with like taco seasoning or whatever, right? So a company in Iowa named Tasty Tacos is suing a company in Ohio named Wicked Tasty Taco. No, the company's name is More Than Gourmet, but Tasty Tacos is suing More Than Gourmet because both of them sell taco seasoning, right? You had it for dinner last night? Lucky. Both of them sell taco seasoning. Now, Tasty Tacos, the location, the business that's in Iowa, they've been around since 1961. They have a special recipe. They've got 6 locations, and they sell their sauce and seasonings online, and also at this, I'm assuming it's a grocery store called Hy-Vee, HY-VEE, right? Yeah. This other company, More Than Gourmet, has their own taco seasoning that is sold at this same store, and their taco seasoning is called Wicked Tasty Taco. So you've got Tasty Taco seasoning next to Wicked Tasty Taco seasoning. Okay. And both of these products are sold in the same store, and they're actually close to each other on the shelves. Wicked Tasty Taco, More Than Gourmet filed a trademark for Wicked Tasty Taco in January of 2018, and Tasty Tacos in Iowa has filed in opposition. So they're saying, no, we don't think that you should let More Than Gourmet have this Wicked Tasty Taco trademark because we've been using Tasty Tacos since 1961 and we sell taco seasoning. So we don't have a resolution as of yet. They haven't met in court, but I want to know from you, do you think that Tasty Tacos has an argument against More Than Gourmet and their wicked tasty taco seasoning. So they're both companies that make tacos. No, they're not both companies that make tacos. Tasty Tacos is a restaurant chain that also sells their seasoning. More Than Gourmet sells seasoning and sauces. So do you think that Tasty Taco should be able to oppose the trademark application for Wicked Tasty Taco? A. Oh yeah, we're definitely going over today. But it's okay though. Oh. Hey. All right, let me see. I think it's too close, especially selling the same product. I agree with you. It can be very confusing, but it's I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I think it's very close, but it's like I'm also thinking you're a restaurant chain. Your primary function is to serve food, you know? I don't know. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna keep up on this story and see what happens, and I'll let you know. Okay. Whitney, I'm pretty sure I think you said that you had kids. And I'm pretty sure that any parent has had some form of Legos in their house at some time or another. So if you know what a Lego is, give me an L in the comments. I saw the Lego movie. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. I still have to watch the second one. Legos. Did you know Legos is owned by a company in Denmark? You got 5. You hate Legos. 5 kids. God bless you. Oh God. Okay. So Legos is in a bit of a tiff. Okay. So the Lego company has a trademark on the design of their minifigures. It's actually called the minifigure design. Okay. They have they have a trademark and they have 2 copyrights. Legos pulls in about $1 billion annually. Now there is a company called Lakeshore Learning Materials, and they make educational materials and toys for children. This includes figurines. And they have something called the On-the-Go Building Brick Set. Now, when they showed a picture in the story that I looked at, and the figures look very close to Lego's figures. Now, obviously, this is an educational company. You know, they're trying to do something really great for kids, but Lego still has to protect their brands. If they let one person get away with it, tons of people can get away with it. So when I first read the story, I felt some kind of way. I'm like, they're trying to make stuff for kids, but I understand from a business sense why you need to protect your mark, why you need to protect your designs against everybody. It doesn't matter if it's for a good cause. It's like you can't just take somebody's stuff and use it. So what I want to know from you is, do you think that Lego should pursue this trademark infringement lawsuit against this educational company? Because what they're doing, I mean, it has a good cause. And there's no comment yet back from this educational company, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Ooh. We only got 2 more stories after this. And they have to do with Gigi Hadid and Adidas. What you say, Whitney? Hi, Kimberlyn. I'm torn. I mean, I see Lego's side, but I have a heart too. Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing. In business, sometimes you have to divorce your feelings from what has to be done. Like, yes, you're an educational company. You're helping to, mold young minds. but you still swiped our design, and we make money off of this. We make $1 billion off of this annually. And if we let you get away with it, we might have to let other people get away with it. And Legos wants to secure the bag because they have been sitting on quite a bag for quite some time. Okay. All right. Kimberlyn, thanks for coming in. All right, Kimberlyn popped out. That's cool. All right, next story we have to do has to do with Gigi Hadid. Whitney, do you know who Gigi Hadid is? She's like a supermodel, one of the, or not up and, I wouldn't say up and coming, you know, she's pretty established, but Gigi Hadid, maybe they could join forces. Oh my gosh, you know what? That is a good idea. Maybe they could get a licensing agreement from Legos to use their figures in their sets. You're so smart, Whitney. Hey, look at you. All right. Yes. So Gigi Hadid, you know that I've talked about her a couple of times because she was actually sued by a photographer for posting a picture that he took of her on her Instagram. So the photographer saw her out, took a picture of her. She saw the picture online, posted it on her Instagram, and the photographer sued her for copyright infringement. It's happening a lot. A lot of paparazzi are doing this now with celebrities and influencers because they're saying that, you know, these are their photos that they took. It's their copyright. They own these images. And, you know, the like J-Lo got sued for that. Ariana Grande got sued for that. Couple of other people. But paparazzi are now suing celebrities who use their photos without credit or giving them some type of money. Okay? So Gigi Hadid was sued by this Toby, by this paparazzi company called Exclusive, for posting a picture that not that they took, but someone who's associated with their company. So I guess they have a gaggle of photographers, and one of their photographers took it. And they're saying, well, Gigi, one of our people took this photo and you use it and you didn't give them credit, so we're suing you. So Gigi has filed a motion to dismiss. She's saying that there is no basis for this copyright infringement case because, one, the photo that she used has no registered copyright. And if you have been paying any attention, the Copyright Office has now changed the rules. You can no longer apply for legal remedy for copyright infringement if you don't have an official copyright, okay? So one, they don't have a registered copy. Then she's saying that there is a fair use exception because, all right, so let me explain fair use. Sometimes you can use a photo, like if it's a common photo, like, you know, the Mona Lisa or something like that. Hold on, I'm going to actually pull up the story for you because, and this was the story that I said might take a while, so just bear with me, okay? Because I really want to explain the fair use exception. Aside from the fair use exception, her legal team is saying that the person who, the Exclusive, the paparazzi company, they haven't shown any damages from her posting this photo. And they also haven't, and she also didn't post the photo trying to make money from it. Now, Exclusive, the paparazzi company, they're saying that her, her social media is part of how she makes money, right? Ooh, and there's an update. Okay, Whitney, you got to hold in with there, girl, okay? There's some beef in the Gigi Hadid streets. Hold on. Hold on. Where is this story? Anyway, so what I want to ask you while I look this story up is, okay, so a lot of Instagram models and influencers, they use their social media as a way, you know, to market. So do you think that it is a credible, okay, Whitney Hand said, so if she hired him to photograph her, then stole the photo, then yes, I agree. But he took the photo of her. I do think she should give credit, but that's a moral issue. So here's the thing. The company that is suing They didn't take the photo. It was another photographer. He may be associated with them, but copyright laws, the only person who can sue for copyright infringement is the person who actually owns the work of authorship. So Exclusive did not take the photo. This man did. Actually, hold on. Let me look this up on my phone because my computer is being difficult. Yeah. So Gigi Hadid is saying that there's a fair use exception. They haven't shown any damages, and she didn't try to make any money off of it. Now, fair use exception is what I really wanted to take the time to explain to you, because this is where a lot of people get caught up because they think, oh, well, it's a common picture. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, I got so caught up in this that I didn't pull it up ahead of time. I apologize. Okay, here we go. So if you want to know where I found this story, there is a blog that I love to read called The Fashion Law. Okay, so here is, so I just pulled up the story, and the fair use exception is, there are 4 factors, okay? So 1, they're saying that all she did was repost the picture and she didn't try to commercially exploit it. So she didn't, post the picture and say, oh, get this outfit at such and such a place, okay? But they're saying, but her team is saying, but this photographer took her picture to promote his work because he knew that she was famous, okay? Then she said that my Instagram, I didn't try to make any money off of my Instagram, but they're saying that your social media is part of how you make money, right? So this is the whole trying to commercially exploit. The second factor, it looks at the nature of the copyrighted work. So what is it? And this is the part where they're actually claiming that Gigi Hadid should be named as a co-author of this because the picture is of her. It was a quick shot in a public setting. There was no, like, the photographer wasn't like doing an editorial piece and he hired her, and he set things up. He literally saw her outside and he just snapped the picture. So he was just, it wasn't like a creative work. And remember that when you have a copyright, copyrights have to do with things that you create in your brain. So as a photographer, you have a certain point of view, and that's why you can copyright your photography. Like, you are trained to do certain things and look at it in certain ways. So her counsel is saying that basically, she did pose for the picture while the photographer was there, but it wasn't anything like planned. It was just like she was out and he was like, let me take a picture, and she said, hey, right? So they're saying she just posed, but the fact that she posed means that she contributed to this picture being created, because if she wasn't there, he wouldn't have a picture to sue over, okay? Then the final 2 factors that her legal team is saying that should be considered, and this case should be dismissed, is the amount and substantiality of the portion taken. So they're saying that she didn't even use the whole picture that this guy used. She cut it. She only used about half of it. And then she used filters to change it. So she didn't, so it's like she altered it, and it wasn't like she was using the original image, okay? Yeah, and the last thing is they're saying that if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have a picture. So these are the arguments that her legal team is saying makes it fair use for her, because had it not been for her being there and agreeing for him to take that quick shot, he wouldn't even have a photo. And in fact, she should be considered a co-author of the photo. Now, here is where it gets juicy. There has been a response today from the company Exclusive. And I'm going to read it to you. They said that Gigi Hadid's response tests the limit of cynicism because Hadid has gone out of her way to criticize photographers as a necessary evil of the publicity she received. So they're saying that she complains about photographers, but she knows that without photographers, she would not be as big as she is. Okay. Then they said that she wants to have it both ways. She's complaining about photographers using her images, but then she's also posting them. Then they said, exclusive fair use factors for the court to consider: whether the new work is transformative, the extent to which the use serves a commercial purpose. So they're saying that I'm sorry for the comments, but I'm literally reading this in real time. Exclusive claims that Hadid was one of the world's highest paid supermodels fails to meet the first factor of whether the work is transformative. Or in other words, Hadid has not made some critical use or change to the... So they're saying that just because she cut it in half and put a filter on it doesn't mean that she changed the work that much. They're just saying, whatever, you cut it in half and you put on a filter, big deal. And then the second factor, they said, it says the potential commercial use of the image. They're saying that it doesn't have to be direct profits earned like selling products, but it could be indirect profits such as revenue earned from operations enhanced by the infringement. So maybe a company sees the photo and says, oh shoot, I think she'd be great for our campaign, and they book her for that. So they're saying that it doesn't have to be direct money that she makes. Okay, so that is this update literally just came on a few minutes ago. That is the update for the Gigi Hadid case, but I will keep an eye on that and see what happens, because this is happening more and more in Hollywood of photographers and paparazzi suing celebrities who post their pictures on their own Instagram accounts. Whew, that was a mouthful. We are down to our last case, okay? And this is a case involving Adidas. If you know what Adidas is, type Adidas in the comments. 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 I'm waiting for my Adidas. 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 Do I have Adidas? Yes. All right. Okay. So I am sure. Okay. I'm going to put something in the comments and I want you to tell me if you have ever seen it. Okay. No. Not that. It's not that. I did it wrong. Have you ever seen this last comment? Greater than sign 3 or less than sign 3. If you are familiar with that, give me a 1 in the comments. Okay. So, did you know that that has a trademark on it? Okay. So the originator of that phrase trademarked it and uses it in lots of phrases. I'm sure you've seen it, like I love New York, or and uses it with multiple cities with digital, right? And uses it to sell merchandise. Now, here is some background story on that trademark. Okay. So this guy, he tried to trademark it in 2013, the I less than sign 3, and Adidas tried to keep him from trademarking it because they said that it was too close to their I3 trademark. So I'm going to put that in the comments, I3. So Adidas said that we don't want you to trademark that I less than 3 because it looks too much like I3, right? But in 2014, they came to a settlement that he could trademark it as long as he didn't sell basketball merchandise. So he was like, cool, whatever, I'm going to go. Now, fast forward to the last few months, Adidas, they have these sneakers called the Ultra Boost, right? And for their Ultra Boost ad campaign, they used this phrase, I guess you could call it. I don't know what else to call it. Sorry. So they used that phrase to promote this Ultra Boost, and it was called Bodega Pack Inspired. So it was a sneaker that was really inspired by, the New York convenience stores, right? So now the guy who got the trademark for the I less than 3 is suing Adidas, saying that they are trying to profit off of this phrase because he uses it in his stuff. Now I'm going to show you the difference between them, and I'm going to ask you what you think. So I don't know if you can see this, but this one right here, this is Adidas. This is their phrase. And then the one on the other side is this this guy, his name is Paul Ingressano. That's his phrase. So do they look alike to you? Do you think that he has a credible argument for trademark infringement with these two phrases? I want to hear from you. So do you think that Adidas is trying to buy off his style? Like, do you think that they're just kind of trying to change it a little bit and keep this phrase that they tried to keep him from trademarking a while ago? Dang, we are on, wow, we're going on an hour and a half. I can't even believe this today. Thank you for hanging in there with me, Whitney. You dope, girl. So based on, do you need to, let me know if you need to see the photo again. But I'll put it up here again so that you can see the comparison, and you let me know. I'm not sure. I mean, it's quite a common thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's common, but it still has a trademark, right? So who's right? And I mean, there hasn't been any resolution on this, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what the courts decide. But I think there is a significant difference between the design of Adidas's campaign and this guy's trademark. That's just my opinion. But then again, I always like to root for the little guy. But I will let you know what happens with that case as it comes. But yeah, whew, that is the end of stories today. We went far longer than I thought we would. Thank you, Whitney, so much for for hanging in there, for your participation. You are the bomb, girl. Again, remember to sign up for the free To Partner or Not to Partner webinar. Go get the free stuff at the link in my bio. If you want a free 15-minute consultation, you can do that at the link in the bio as well. And the link for that is in the description box of the previous video. Oh, you love my love, thank you. Oh, that makes me feel good. But yeah, that's all I have for you this week. I will be back next week, same time, same place. If you have any stories, please DM them to me, inbox them to me. I would love to, to go back and forth with you, because I can't get all the stories. Like, I'm just one person. So y'all help me when you submit stories. But that's what I'm going to leave you with. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Bye.